Anyone who controls their own media is going to put out there the image they want there. Like when I look at black media, BET and others, they're showing black people. Is that racism?
No.
And so why is it racism when the white media does it?
No, well, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. You just got me right there.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking play now. We about to check out some more of my main man, Jesse Lee Peterson. As y'all know, that's one of my friends right there. That's one of my homies, you know, from back in the day. Grew up with him. You know, we used to play ball back in the day in the park, you know, play football, basketball. You know, we used to flip against each other. Little slap box here and there. Man, go ahead, bro. I'm sharp, you know. I ain't going to tell you all the business, but yeah, we go way back. We go way back. But he's talking to a polygamist family where a man is having sex with 4 wives. He's making sweet, passionate love to 4 wives. How do you get the energy, brother? Huh? Not to have sex with the wives, but how do you get the energy to deal with so many women? They crazy. They wild, man. I don't know what to say, man. Don't tell my wife I said that. And she don't watch most of my videos, so I'm not concerned with her seeing this. But don't, if one of y'all snitch, man, snitches get stitches. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Try me if you want. Don't try me. I'm a puppy dog. I'm a sweetheart, man. I have no beef for anybody. Thank you, everyone, who has been purchasing hats and shirts from us. And anyone else who want to purchase one, make sure you go to hatsforsale.com and you put in LFR 10, and you will get 10% off and free shipping everywhere in America. Okay. All right, and this video is sponsored by BlueMonsterPrep.com. Okay, let's go and check this one out and see what they're talking about, man.
You're not the head of them, and they are not the head of you.
Yeah, I would like to see it that way. There's days where they are the head of me, and there's days where I'll be the head of them. It depends on whose role is more in demand at that particular time. So we can alternate in leadership position.
You know how black women can be, their mind can change. Just
Undoubtedly.
Like that. So
that's just women. What you mean black women?
Oh, how many more are you going to add?
If it were up to me.
How many more wives are you going to add?
If it were up to me,
yeah,
and the circumstances permitted and things were right, I wouldn't be able to put a number on it per se. I feel the heat. They like.
Wow, bruh. And y'all just sitting there, just smiling and looking nice. All y'all looking all just nice and no lines in your eyes. You look like you have no worries whatsoever. My gracious, what in the world y'all doing? Share the secrets, bruh. Make sure my wife ain't coming. Share the secrets.
Better answer this question, right? So I'm doing my best to answer it, right? Yeah. But
this joint got me messing up with all my cameras and stuff. I think it's the angle of see, we got to cover this right here. Y'all see y'all looking at me, and that's okay.
I never really have a number on it. This situation probably would have been destroyed by now.
Right.
From being overzealous. It's about the comfortability of the women I'm with, especially at this level,
right,
because children are involved. So the worst thing you want to happen is for me to bring in a woman, throws off the chemistry of the family. I'm left with one woman and my children are bastardized. Yeah. We're not really looking to do that. We want to actually revoke that process of us being in broken family households and giving them as much support as possible. So that's one of the main tenets of this polygynous situation, to be able to homeschool our children and also be economically sound, so we can have the freedom to travel, read, study, pray, meditate. And their children.
How many more is he allowed to have?
I don't have a number.
You don't have a number?
No.
That's what I mean. How many more, Miss Mean Lady, how many more is he allowed to have? I can hear you. You're not going to get another one.
No. It's like he said, it depends on the comfortability. If the time is right, if everything's right and it happens, then so be it.
Oh, okay.
But I don't have an exact number.
And it's like, it's the purpose. Like, why is she
Right.
coming in the first place?
Right.
It's not like, hey, he's polygynous, I'm in. You know, it's not like that.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So do you date white women and Hispanics and others too? Puerto Rican? There are a lot of Puerto Ricans in New York. Do you date other races of women as well?
I don't date non-blacks.
You don't date non-black women?
Yeah. And
really?
I don't really.
Wow, okay. Now it turns around. Let's see what they're talking about. It's about to get toasted. Huh? They about to really get into the sugar honey iced tea. All right, now we're getting into it. He said, I don't date non-black women, and I'm about to tell you exactly why. It might just have something to do with, he might just, now, I mean no disrespect, white ladies. I mean absolutely no disrespect. Maybe he just like booties and not breasts, and maybe he like to see the backside, and he's like, the black women got the booties. Now, that's a lie. I'm just playing, because I seen some white women with little bumps in the trunk. Like, I mean, not that I was looking. Please don't tell my wife I said that. You know what? We're going to edit that part out. All right? We're going to edit that part out. Yep.
I really don't date, but I have a preference in black women, and I want to re-invite our community back into our DNA, since we've been robbed and stripped of our DNA for so many years.
And who robbed you of it, your DNA?
Of the very non-blacks that we're discussing. Maybe not all of them, maybe not their progeny today, but I would like us to tie back into our own vine and be able to assert who we are just by looking at our nose or our knees or our cheekbones, and be able to say, man, that's that tribe. I feel like we've been raped for so many years that we are confused and at loss for identity of who we are. And in turn, that is causing a great deal of chaos and confusion in our community.
So you don't believe the races should mix like that?
I don't believe I should mix, but I believe people should have the right to their sexual and personal preference in each other.
But
Wow. Let me tell you something. And y'all may not like this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I kind of like this dude. Because I understand what he's saying right now. All right. He feels like anybody should be able to date whoever in the heck they want to date. But he's saying that so much has happened within the black culture. So much nonsense has happened. I don't know about the raping and all that other stuff. I mean, because that's days of old. The days of today, a lot of the stuff that happens, I believe that every race of individuals are doing it to themselves. Within proximity, we're doing it to ourselves. Okay? So if we can go back as far as our grandparents or our great-grandparents could think of, a lot of that has been done to ourselves. All right? But then when we go back further than that, by teaching history that was taught to us, whether it's right or wrong, I have to say that because I just now learned something this year by listening to some people who are not necessarily taught or studied in urban community schools. All right? Like Thomas Sowell, like Larry Elder, Shelby Steele. Like it's some people who are not studied, and that we're not listening to their the literature that they go out there and find, and we don't know their histories either. So because of that, we go back to the same old stories. But anyway, the reason why I like him is because he's saying, this is me using my mind, my health, and the knowledge that I have to rebuild our community. That's what I believe he's saying. Now, it might come out a little one-sided, like, I hate the white devil because what they did to us, they raped us. We don't want no whiteness nowhere around. It could sound like that to some people. But being that I'm a little, I have a different understanding than some people who are watching my videos, I want y'all to remember that, okay? Always, please remember that, because sometimes we like to jump the gun and judge people based off of our periphery, our vantage point, our thought process is not understanding that we haven't seen what other people that we're listening to have seen. We haven't been in the environments that they have been in. We don't know what they've been taught their entire lives. And so we have to give people that grace, the same grace that God gives us, he would like for us to give to other people. And just listen. The handshake is there. The preference is where it is. He has a preference. Everyone in this entire world should have a right to have a preference. That right there is called freedom. That's called freedom, guys. Yeah, I know that. Okay, let's go.
But with all being equal, would you suggest that the races not mix?
I don't believe we're all equal, but I believe people have the right to their own preferences. Me personally, because of my historical conceptions, I feel that it's incumbent that I make sure that even if my emotions make me inclined to deal with a non-black, I feel I have a responsibility to confide in a black woman to produce children.
Have you ever dated outside your race?
No.
How about you?
No, I haven't.
Would you?
I can't
Let's
say
say you broke up with
for the
her.
future.
So there is a possibility.
I find beauty in all races.
Oh, okay. How about, is there a possibility?
No.
Let's say, God forbid, you and your husband break up.
No, I love black men.
You
I
love black
appreciate
men. What do you love about black men?
everything, their mind, the divineness. I appreciate them for who they are.
But they're so weak.
No, they're not. Not my black men.
Jesse Lee Peterson is, I told you, Jesse. I told you, bruh. Like, you're a nice dude. You're a good guy, man. I can see it through your eyes. And the advice that you gave me just shows me that you are a good dude, man. But sometimes you turn on that Jesse. You turn on that JLP. You turn on that fallen state troll. And you be like, but they're so weak. All of them, they're weak. What you black people got to say about this? I know you got a black man right there that you love and you adore, but he's weak. What you guys say about it?
No, they're
How
not.
can you say that as a black man?
You have to believe in them.
I used to be weak
They're
too, though.
powerful.
You used to be?
Yeah, I was
So
weak
you're
at-
not now?
Not now, but I was.
What made you weak?
He woke up.
What made me weak is I had a lot of anger. Like you guys, my father wasn't there, so I had this yearning for my father. And then my mother had imposed her will upon me. You know, our mothers are impatient, and so they cause you to become angry.
No.
And so in that anger, I was weak. And so once I forgave them, then I'm becoming strong.
Wow.
Okay.
Powerful.
And so most black men are weak because their mothers have destroyed their natural nature.
Bruh, why does this keep on coming up, man? I told you I was going to talk to my mom. Every single time I check out one of your videos, it comes back up. God is saying, look, bro, hurry up. Time is not, time is running. Time is moving. Go. And then I got to check out another Jesse Lee Peterson video, and he's reminding me again, bruh, I told you to do something. I gave you some homework. Go do it, because there's going to be a pop quiz.
And you become like what you hate, so they've taken on the mother's identity instead of the father.
Interesting.
That makes sense?
I agree a great deal with
Yeah.
understanding.
And so that's why I say most of them are weak, because the mothers have destroyed
They
them.
need the love. They're lacking
Right,
love.
that's right.
Love
They need
and
the love of a
appreciation.
father.
That's right.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, let me ask this. Are you guys are not Christians, right?
No, we're not.
What religion are you?
We have none in particular, but we make subscriptions to Kemetic science, the ancient Egyptian conception of the universe.
So when you pray, who do you pray to? Do you pray?
I pray to my wife,
You pray to your wife?
and I pray to
Ancestors, usually Kemetic studies pray to their ancestors, and those they love and were taught to love, or who were there before that paved the way.
towards every brother and sister that has died in the name of us or lived in the name of our people.
How do you, give me an example if you can, how do you pray to your wife?
Well, it's a form of adoration. It's my worship for her. And to worship somebody is to hold them in high admiration, highly revere them, give them a great deal of respect, give them a great deal of honor.
Is she standing there listening to this, or do you do it in private?
Well, it's something I believe.
Jesse, can you find out how they're doing today? This was done back in 2017, August 2017. Yeah, 5 years later, I would love to know how they are doing, man. I would love to know how they're doing, individually and collectively. Like, this is dope. I really like this conversation. I don't know about y'all, but I'm enjoying this conversation. It has nothing to do with those legs right there. That's whoo, brother.
Love should be a verb, so it's better demonstrated than professed.
I
So
see.
through my actions and
Oh,
my
I
deeds, it can show clearly how.
Y'all ain't see my elbow slip on the chair, did you? I was like this. I tried to daggone get myself right, but I ain't want y'all to daggone be talking about it in the comment section and be like, look at him, he tried to play it off. Yeah, I kind of did, but then I realized y'all probably saw it, so I was going to get in front of it and bring it up. You know, that's what you got to do so you won't get bullied. Teach your kids that. Teach your kids. I used to do that when I was a kid. I used to be walking down the hallway, then I'd clip up and almost fall, and I'd be like, too cool to be embarrassed. and everybody be like, "Ah, you so crazy." Now, if I would have just, fell all the way or wouldn't have acknowledged that I almost fell, then, people would have clowned me. So I try to get in front of things.
I feel about her.
And so at the time that he's worshiping you, are you aware that he's worshiping you?
Not all the time, no.
But sometimes.
But I do know that he has a lot of love and respect for me.
When he is worshiping you, what does that feel like?
Heaven.
Like, I am being worshipped.
That's right. I believe every man should worship their female counterpart.
Do you worship all of your wives?
I worship them all. I worship the black woman in general. I worship women and respect them all over the world, be they black or non-black. I feel they play an integral role in humanity, and them being undermined is part of the reason why society is so crazed today.
Bruh, you better go ahead, man. I love what you just now said about women, man. I give women all the utmost respect and all my admiration and adoration as well. Some people will call you a simp for simply putting that much respect on a woman's name. I don't give a damn. Women are amazing, and if it weren't for them, we would not be here. Period. Period.
What does it feel like when he's worshiping you?
I feel loved.
You feel love? And are there times when you feel as though he's not worshiping you?
No.
And you're like, you better come here and worship me.
Well, if I need some physical worship, then that's something different.
So are there times when you feel like you need to be worshiped by him?
No, I always feel loved by him.
Oh, okay. And the same with you? Do you ever feel like he need to worship me? It's been a
No,
while.
he does a lot.
What happens when you feel like, you know what, this
When
man
I feel
doesn't
like that,
love me?
no. I go within myself because I know how much he does love
Oh, I see.
and care
Oh, that's
for
cool.
me. Yeah.
So when you feel unloved, you go within yourself?
I need to, first I go within to figure out what's going on with myself.
Right.
And then I can come outside and see what's going on.
Do you believe racism exists?
Yes.
And is there any proof that racism exists?
Is there any proof? You're serious?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
And give me proof that racism exists.
Okay, let's do the media, right? The image that they portray. Now they're starting to lean more towards the natural look and things like that. But before it was really strong on enforcing, the straight blonde hair, small physique. But now it's changing.
But is that an example of racism?
That's an example of capitalism and where people are spending their money. So they're showing what people are spending their money on. They're showing what people fancy the most. See, I honestly believe that racism was an idea in order to gain more capital. That's what I thought. And then it started getting played out, and people wasn't about that life anymore. And more people started to commingle within that whole capitalist society and realized that, whoa, I can get money from everywhere. Like, we don't have to be hateful in order to thrive in life. Wow, who knew? Who knew that we ain't have to be hateful in order to thrive in life? Because it never was about, in my opinion, it never was about the hate that we act like it was. Now, you had to be hateful in order to do some of the things that were being done. You had to be hateful. Ain't no way in the world. You got to be a hateful person. You can't just do certain things and just act like, oh, I'm a good person, but I just like killing people, or I just like torturing people, or I just like doing this, that, and the third to people. Nah, you got to have some hate in your heart, hatred in your heart, and no connection with God in order to do those type of things. But that's an individualistic type of thing. I believe that it was an opportunistic type of situation where people got together and said, well, this is what we're doing. There's a market for this, so we're going to do this. But guess what? Now we are commingled so much, and I believe that it's nowhere near where it was. There are still some hateful people out there, like a mother effer, like an MFer. But I believe equally, every race has the same amount of hateful individuals. Like, because that's just what it is. Some people just can't let stuff go. Just like we can't let pain go. We can't let racial inequality go. Like, there's certain things that we're like, nah, we're gonna fight this. Nah, we're gonna do this. See, this is one of the issues that used to get me in trouble a lot when I was younger. I didn't like to let anything go. No, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. I don't care if you said sorry. I'm about to punch you in your face. I don't care if don't try to say sorry now. Don't try to say sorry now. Remember, we used to be like 3 o'clock at 3 o'clock. And then the whole day, no matter how much fun we had throughout the course of the day, no matter if we had our favorite lunch during school, that was the box pizza that tasted like trash, but we used to honor it, and the tater tots and everything. And the girl was looking at me and she let me touch her butt and run, and she chased me and act like she didn't want me to do it. Those type of things. But if I still had that hatred in my heart and I want to rain down on someone because of the hatred I had, I would not forget about that. And at 3 o'clock, I will make sure I remind them that the hatred is still there by doing something hateful. But after a while, that wanes. There are still people out there who still believe, oh man, I'm only in this situation because they put me in this situation. And I think that's wrong, but guess what we do? We pamper that. We actually encourage that type of mentality and that behavior. We tell people, yeah, you're right. It's not your fault. It's their fault. Get out there and do what you got to do. You got to kill somebody for that? Go do it. You got to sell some drugs? Go do it. You got to rob somebody? Go do it, because it's not your fault. You shouldn't be in this situation. It's not your fault. Your father only locked up because they gave him some drugs, man. At some point, some people need to see how idiotic that sounds. Yeah. Some people need to see how idiotic that sounds.
Well, the people who are in control of the media.
But anyone who controls their own media is going to put out there the image they want there. Like, when I look at black media, BET and others, they're showing black people. Is that racism?
No.
And so why is it racism when the
They
white
call it
media does it?
equality.
No, well, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. You just got me right there. But what I'm saying is this. BET, they do both. They do both.
I know, but predominantly.
But
and it's just lately started showing fat women on BET.
Lately, they're
Right.
starting to change it, but before, it wasn't always like that.
Right. So when BET was doing
Asking the
it,
question you was just asking. You were saying who runs.
Yeah, who runs the media? Who's in control of it? BET is not owned by a black person.
not anymore, but at
Not
one
anymore.
point it was.
Yeah, and it
We
wasn't
sold it.
always Nubian faces only.
So when the black guy ran it, and he ran majority black people showing black images, was he being racist?
No.
So likewise, the white media is not racist because we tend to promote whatever we have control over.
And that's another reason why I'm in this relationship, so my daughter can see and appreciate herself for who she is, and she can see other sisters that look like her in the same images and things like that. Because when we go outside or we put on a TV, a lot of times you see other races. You don't really see yourself. So that self-hate, it's within you.
But does that self-hate come from white people, or does it come as a result of the failing of the parents?
It's a combination. It's not just strictly white people. That would be insane to say that.
So
No.
it's because I noticed that black men and women who are raised by two good parents, a father and a mother, they don't have those issues. But those who don't have those issues. So is it due to the failing of the parents or white people?
No, I think it's media. I think they both play a role.
The-
It's like,
the
because
parent-
with the parents, they should be controlling or play a major role in what the child is seeing
Right,
as
the
well.
parents do, yeah.
Yeah.
You believe racism exists?
Of course it does.
Do you have any proof?
Yes, I do.
Give me proof.
On one instance, I believe black people can practice racism against each other because of the hatred that's been imbued into their psyche. In another instance, I don't believe our people can practice racism because there's a racism that is institutionalized racism, when you have the power to control media, education, and even enforcing policies. And in which case, we would never be able to practice racism, at least not at this particular level, in the capacity that others are able to practice it because they're in more influential positions of power.
Define racism for me.
Racism is the bigotry. It is the enforcement of degrading people based on who and what they are, based on whatever reservations that you have. Is politically is a form of animus that is charged against a species because of your intent to be supreme or reign over others.
You know how deep down in our souls, there's like something is missing?
Not for nothing, but I like that dude. I like that dude. I like everyone on that stage right now, man. They are communicating their sides extremely clearly. And their sides are their sides. And I will tell y'all too, there's really no right or wrong to people's sides. You know what I mean? There's really no right or wrong to people's sides. I don't care what Uncle so-and-so has done in the family, and some people are going to hate him because, oh, I heard he did this. But then his sisters who are closest to him, or his kids who are closest to him, or people who know him best or know him when he's happiest, they're going to have nothing but good things to say. And they're not going to want to hear any of the negativity that comes along. I don't care what he did, how many people that he touched in the family. And y'all know we all, not we all, a great deal of us have those people in the family who have done some unforgivable things, But there's always a few people in their life who may know of those things, but don't accept it. They don't accept it. Or they don't know of those things because they choose to only focus on the positive. Or it never came around to them because they don't put themselves in the spaces to be able to hear and see those things. That's the thing I was telling you guys about when it comes to algorithm. Algorithm isn't new. Algorithm is something like energy. Like whatever we decide to put our time, invest our time and our mind into, we're going to get more of it. So if you're not checking out Black this and Black that on your social media networks, or you're not checking out people talking about how the white man has held us back and how racism is this and slavery, then you're not going to get a whole bunch of that in front of you on these social media platforms or your television. You're not. But the people who do, they're going to get that. And then when we cross these bridges, like right now, this is a bridge. This is an opportunity for you to really listen to what they're saying, ask questions, and not act like you know exactly what they should feel and how they should think, because we're the same, but because of our experiences, we have differences of opinions. And sometimes they can get deep.
In like an emptiness and nothing seemed to fulfill it. Mm-hmm. Do you have that sometimes?
I think we all have it at some point in our lives.
How about you? Do you still have that sometimes?
Emptiness?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel an emptiness.
And do you know where that comes from? Why you still have it? You have 4 beautiful wives, you have children, you have a business, you travel, you've written 90 books.
Yes.
Do you know why?
This dude wrote 90 books? 90, bro? 90, man. Oh my God, Van, you need to stop being so daggone lazy, bro. You lazy, man. Get to it. You're not lazy, Van. You are not lazy. You are far from lazy. But you do need to step it up, brother. All right? That's what you need to do. But you're not lazy. I find myself talking to myself sometimes. And when I call myself something, when I, spew some negativity on myself, I have to correct that immediately, because that can, like what we say to ourselves can last a little longer than what someone else says to us, because we're around ourselves all the time. And we trust ourselves more than we trust anybody else. At least I would like to believe we do.
Why you still have that emptiness with all the glory you have? Why do you still have it?
Because most of my people don't have a sense of their own potential, and they've been hindered from the time since they've been born. So no matter how good I do, I would never truly feel successful until I see the bulk of our race.
So you think that void is there because most Black people are not doing well in life?
Yes.
And do you have it too at times?
Yes.
And why do you have it, that void? Because you're pretty, you have you're the boss of 3 other ladies, and
Oh my goodness. Well,
Oh, so she's the head wife.
I think I
you're
have it.
being wish up.
Oh my God.
You got a beautiful daughter, by the way.
Thank you, I
saw on
appreciate
on
that.
beautiful daughter.
Thank you.
Why do you still have that void?
I think the spiritual me is still like once more. It's here.
Right.
I'm still finding my purpose every day.
Right.
You know, and like Polite mentioned, our people don't have what we have. Like, or I want more for our people, and I think I will be at ease once we all, or a majority of us, are successful.
Why do you think you still have that void? That deep down, just it won't go away. Why do you still have it?
When I was younger, I didn't feel beautiful. It's on so many different levels. We can say that media plays a role too, but it's also social. It's what your parents teach you, what defines beauty or being beautiful.
Right.
You know, and it's more than just what's on the outside. It's how much do you feel your worth.
Do you feel beautiful now?
I do.
And you
yeah.
still have the void, though.
Well, yes, because even though I am comfortable with myself, a lot of females aren't, and they need to be empowered as well.
Oh. Can I tell you that void is the longing of a father?
There's that as well. I still
Yeah.
do have that too.
Anyone that is not raised, man or woman, no matter what the color is, that longing is for the longing of a father. It's not for a physical thing, because a physical thing would never solve that. That's why it's still there. And so once you can return to your father, maybe forgive him if he wasn't there, to hold any grudges against him, then that void would go away, because God will fulfill it with the love of a father, and then you can live your life. Do you have anger?
I definitely do.
You do. And how about you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's how to overcome that. You got to forgive your parents. Forgive your father for not being there, and forgive your mothers. I know you went through a bad situation with your mother, but forgive them, those who have mothers, for imposing her will on you, so that when you forgive them, you will be forgiven, and the anger will disappear, and then you'll be made whole and have perfect peace.
I know when you say that, you're speaking from personal experience,
Yes.
correct?
It doesn't matter the age or the color or the wealth or poverty or whatever. Those who have forgiven, they are made whole. Those who have not, they still have that void. And then you won't have that anger to pass on to your children. You get along better with other people. You see that it's not about the color, but it's about the spirit. And everybody has the same problems. It's a spiritual thing. But you got to get rid of the anger so that you can see that. That makes
That's the same thing that he said to me, man. So he's been saying it for a while. He's consistent. He's consistent. He's consistent. And it's wild how he can just pick that out right away. Like, this is what it is. Man, go on, brother. Man, go on now. Go on. Stop that now. I came here to laugh and not to cry now. Go ahead now. Go ahead, bro.
sense?
I'm walking with you.
Yeah. So my final question.
Did you have
Donald
fun?
Trump, are you as happy as I am? Do you guys celebrate with me?
I'm 50-50 on it. On my most facetious state of mind, I celebrate with you.
Right on.
I like him almost more than probably every other president
Yeah.
because of his honesty.
Yes.
Thank you, man. I said the same thing, man. That's what I'm talking about, bruh. Come on, bruh. That's what I said. I said the same thing, man. I like being right. Just because this gentleman agreed with me does not mean I'm right. But I like when people are on the same wavelength as a brother. Especially when they got noses like me. Big old noses, bruh.
I
Yeah,
could trust
you
you
guys feel
more
the
if you're
same way?
honest.
Yeah.
He's
With his
very
honesty,
honest. You know where he's coming
Right.
from. Now, that's a
Yes,
real man.
You know exactly what he's
Yeah.
about.
Appreciate
That's
him
right.
for
Yeah.
what he is.
And final question. Did you have fun?
I enjoyed
yeah.
myself. I really appreciate
Thank you for
your
having
wisdom.
us.
Good. You too?
Yes.
You had fun?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. That was so much fun.
Yes, it was, man. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I am Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, hopefully inside of the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual. Make sure y'all visit our sponsor, BlueMonsterPrep.com. All right? And make sure you put in code LFR. Listen to me. We are all trying to make sure that we are prepared for whatever comes toward our families, okay? Whatever comes toward us, we want to be prepared. This is not about fearing anything. It's just about being prepared, all right? It's no different from reading a daggone book, all right? We read books and we're preparing ourselves, all right? We study different things, we prepare ourselves. We do push-ups, we're preparing. We're walking, we're preparing. We're drinking water, we're preparing. Because a lot of us drink a lot more water. We're preparing. In some cities, unfortunately, the water is brown. We want to have some backup, okay? And if you go to BlueMonsterPrep.com and put in the code, you get free shipping everywhere. Let me know if you go, okay? Love y'all.